Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to Read, Learn, Listen, the podcast that helps you learn English step by step. I'm your host, Clara, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. If this is your first time listening, welcome to our family. And if you're a returning listener, thank you for coming back. You make my day brighter. Today we have a very special topic. We're going to talk about something that will change your English learning forever. Are you ready? Today's topic is vocabulary. Now, I know what you're thinking. Clara, vocabulary sounds boring. But wait, I promise you, by the end of this episode, you'll understand why vocabulary is like magic for your English. It's your secret key to speaking better English. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's learn together. Part 1. What is vocabulary? Clara, let me start with a simple question. What is vocabulary? Vocabulary is all the words you know and can use. Think about it like this. Imagine you're building a house. You need bricks, right? Words are like bricks for your English. The more bricks you have, the bigger and stronger house you can build. Let me give you a simple example. Right now, I'm speaking to you. Every word I say, hello, welcome, English, learn, vocabulary. These are all part of my vocabulary. They're my word tools. And you know what? You already have vocabulary. Yes, you do. You know words like hello, goodbye, please, thank you, yes, and no. These are all vocabulary words. You're already on your way. But here's the beautiful thing about vocabulary. You can always learn more. There's no limit. You can learn new words every single day. How exciting is that? Part 2. Why is vocabulary so important? Clara, now let me tell you why vocabulary is so important for your English learning. I have 3 big reasons for you. Reason number 1, communication becomes easier. When you know more words, talking becomes so much easier. Let me tell you a story. Last week I met Maria, one of my students. 6 months ago, Maria could only say food good when she wanted to tell me about her lunch. But now Maria can say, the pasta was absolutely delicious. Or, this soup tastes amazing. Do you hear the difference? Both sentences mean the same thing, but the second one sounds much better. This is the power of vocabulary. With more words, you can. Ask for exactly what you need. Share your ideas clearly. Tell interesting stories about your life. Make new friends more easily. Think about it. When you meet someone new, what do you want to talk about? Your family, your job, your hobbies, right? But if you only know basic words, it's hard to have interesting conversations. More vocabulary means more interesting talks. Reason number 2, understanding becomes better. This is huge, my friends. When you know more words, you understand more of what people say to you. You understand more when you read. You understand more when you watch movies. Let me give you an example. You're at the airport, and you see a sign that says, Departure Gate B12. If you know the words departure and gate, you understand where to go. But if you don't know these words, you're lost. Or maybe you're watching an English movie. The character says, I'm exhausted. If you know that exhausted means very, very tired, you understand the story better. If you don't know this word, you miss part of the story. More vocabulary helps you understand what people say in conversations, books and articles you want to read, movies and TV shows in English. instructions and signs everywhere, emails and text messages. Understanding is so important for feeling confident in English. Reason number 3, your confidence grows. This is my favorite reason. When you know more words, you feel more confident. You feel ready to speak English in any situation. I remember one of my students, Ahmed. At first, Ahmed was very shy. He was afraid to speak because he thought his vocabulary was too small. But after 3 months of learning new words every day, something changed. Ahmed started joining conversations. He started asking questions. He even started making jokes in English. What happened? His vocabulary grew, and with it, his confidence grew too. When you have good vocabulary, you can join any conversation without fear. Ask questions when you don't understand something. Express your feelings and opinions. Talk about your hobbies and interests. Tell people about your culture and country. Confidence is so important for English learning, and vocabulary gives you that confidence. Part 3. How many words do you need? Clara, now, I know what you're thinking. Clara, how many words do I need to know? Do I need to learn 10,000 words? 20,000 words? Stop right there. Take a deep breath. You don't need to know thousands and thousands of words to speak good English. Let me give you some good news. For a 1 level, that's beginner level, you need about 500 to 750 words. That's it. For A2 level, elementary level, you need about 1,000 to 1,500 words. These numbers might sound big, but think about it. You already know many words. You know hello, goodbye, please, thank you, water, food, good, bad, big, small. You're already started. And here's another secret. You don't need to learn all these words at the same time. You can learn slowly, step by step, day by day. Let me tell you something important. It's better to know 100 words really well than to know 500 words a little bit. Quality is more important than quantity. Focus on learning words well, not learning many words quickly. Part 4. Which words should you learn first? Clara, this is a great question. Not all words are equal. Some words you use every day, other words you use only sometimes. Smart English learners focus on the most useful words first. Let me tell you about high-frequency words. These are words that English speakers use all the time. If you learn these words first, you'll be able to understand and speak much more English. Family words. Start with words about family. Mother, father, sister, brother, son, daughter, child, parent, grandmother, grandfather. You talk about your family all the time, right? These words are super useful. Food words. Everyone needs to eat. Learn words like bread, rice, chicken, fish, vegetables, fruit, water, coffee, tea, breakfast, lunch, dinner. When you go to a restaurant or grocery store, you'll use these words. Time words. Time is everywhere in English. Learn today, yesterday, tomorrow, morning, afternoon, evening, night, hour, minute, week, month, year. These words appear in every conversation. Place words. Learn words about places, home, work, school, hospital, restaurant, store, park, city, country, street, house, apartment. You need these words every day. Action words. These are verbs, very important. Learn, go, come, eat, drink, sleep, work, study, read, write, listen, speak, buy, sell, give, take. These are the most common actions in English. Describing words. These help you describe everything. Learn big, small, good, bad, hot, cold, new, old, fast, slow, happy, sad, tired, excited. With these words, You can describe anything. Question words. These are magic words. Learn what, where, when, who, why, how, which. With these 6 words, you can ask about anything. Part 5. Simple ways to build your vocabulary. Clara, now comes the fun part. How do you actually build your vocabulary? I have some wonderful methods for you. These methods work for A1 and A2 learners. They're simple, they're fun, and they really work. Method 1. Start small. This is so important, my friends. Don't try to learn 50 new words in one day. Your brain will get tired. Instead, learn 5 to 10 new words each week. Yes, that's only 1 or 2 words per day. This might seem slow, but it's actually faster in the long run. Why? Because when you learn slowly, you remember better. When you learn too fast, you forget quickly. Slow and steady wins the race. Method 2. Use new words immediately. Here's a special trick. When you learn a new word, try to use it 3 times that same day. This tells your brain, this word is important. Remember it. Let's say you learn the word delicious. Use it 3 times. This coffee is delicious. My mother makes delicious soup. I want to cook something delicious tonight. See? 3 times, and now your brain knows this word is important. Method 3. Read simple texts. Reading is amazing for vocabulary, but don't try to read difficult books. Start with simple things. Read children's books. Read simple news articles. Read stories written for English learners. When you see a new word, don't panic. Write it down. Look it up later. Try to understand the sentence without looking up every word. This builds your reading skills too. Method 4. Listen and repeat. This is perfect for a podcast listener like you. Listen to English content many times. Listen to the same video, the same song, the same podcast episode again and again. The first time you might understand 20%. The second time, maybe 30%. The third time, maybe 50%. Each time you understand more. Your ears get used to English sounds, and you learn new words naturally. Method 5. Make word lists. I love this method. Get a notebook, your vocabulary notebook. When you learn a new word, write it down with 3 things. The word, what it means. An example sentence. For example, word, kitchen meaning. The room where you cook food. Sentence, I make breakfast in the kitchen every morning. Review your notebook every few days. This helps you remember. Method 6. Use technology. We live in a wonderful time. There are so many apps and websites that make vocabulary learning fun. Find games, flashcard apps, vocabulary apps. Make learning feel like playing. But remember, technology is a tool. The real learning happens when you use the words in real conversations. Part 6. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Clara, now, I want to talk about something very important. Mistakes. Listen to me carefully. Making mistakes is normal. Making mistakes is good. Making mistakes means you're learning. Every English learner makes vocabulary mistakes. I made mistakes when I was learning languages. Native English speakers make mistakes too. The important thing is to keep trying. Let me tell you about my student João from Brazil. At first, João was so afraid of using wrong words that he almost never spoke. But then I told him, João, mistakes are your friends. They show you what to learn next. Now João speaks English every day. Yes, he still makes mistakes sometimes, but people understand him. Communication is more important than perfection. When you use a wrong word, what happens? Usually people understand what you mean anyway. Sometimes they might correct you gently. This is good. You learn something new. Don't let fear of mistakes stop you from speaking. The more you speak, the better you get. The more vocabulary mistakes you make, the faster you learn correct vocabulary. Part 7. Special tips for a 1 and a 2 learners. Clara, let me give you some special tips that work perfectly for A1 and a 2 learners. Tip 1. Focus on useful words. Don't learn random words. Learn words you can use in real situations. Think about your daily life. Where do you go? What do you do? Learn vocabulary for those situations. If you go shopping every week, learn shopping words: buy, sell, price, cheap, expensive, cash, card, receipt. If you work in an office, learn office words: computer, email, meeting, colleague, boss, desk, phone. Tip 2. Learn word families. This is a smart trick. When you learn one word, try to learn related words too. For example, if you learn teach, also learn teacher and teaching. If you learn work, also learn worker and working. If you learn write, also learn writer and writing. This way, you learn 3 words for almost the same effort as learning one word. Tip 3. Use pictures. Your brain loves pictures. When you learn a new word, find a picture or draw a simple drawing. Your brain remembers pictures much better than just text. If you learn the word elephant, find a picture of an elephant. If you learn happy, draw a simple happy face. This really works. Tip 4. Practice every day. Here's the truth. 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Your brain likes regular, short practice better than long, rare practice. Make vocabulary learning a daily habit. Maybe you learn new words with your morning coffee. Maybe you review words before bed. Find a time that works for you and stick to it. Tip 5. Connect words to your life. The best way to remember vocabulary is to connect it to your own life. When you learn a new word, think, how does this word relate to me? If you learn the word garden, think about gardens you know. Your grandmother's garden, a park near your house. The more personal connections you make, the better you remember. Part 8. Your vocabulary journey. Clara, learning vocabulary is a journey, not a race. Let me tell you what this journey looks like. At first, learning new words feels difficult. You forget words quickly. You mix up similar words. This is completely normal. Don't give up. This is just the beginning of your journey. After a few weeks, something starts to change. You begin to remember words better. You start to notice English words everywhere, on signs, in songs, in movies. This is exciting. Your brain is starting to think in English. After a few months, you have a beautiful surprise. You realize you're using words you learned without thinking about it. The words become natural. This is when you know your vocabulary is really growing. Think of vocabulary like a garden. When you plant a garden, what do? First, you plant seeds. Then you water them every day. You give them sunshine. You take care of them. At first, you don't see anything. The seeds are underground, growing slowly. But if you keep watering, keep caring, one day you see little green plants, then bigger plants, then flowers. Vocabulary is the same. You plant word seeds in your brain. You water them with practice. You give them sunshine with real conversations. At first, you don't see much change. But if you keep going, one day you'll have a beautiful garden full of words. Some days, learning vocabulary will feel easy and fun. Other days, it will feel hard and boring. This is normal. Even native speakers have days when they can't think of the right word. The secret is to keep going, especially on the hard days. Remember why you're learning English. Remember your goals. Remember how good it feels when you use a new word correctly in conversation. Part 9. Vocabulary in Real Life. Clara, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you have good vocabulary in English. How does your life change? You walk into a restaurant in an English-speaking country. You read the menu easily. You understand words like grilled, steamed, spicy, mild. You order exactly what you want. You feel confident and happy. You're at work, and your boss explains a new project. You understand words like deadline, budget, priority, responsibility. You ask good questions using words like clarify, confirm, suggest. Your boss is impressed with your English. You make a new friend who speaks English. You can talk about your hobbies, your family, your dreams. You use words like fascinated, enthusiastic, disappointed, excited. Your conversations are interesting and deep. You watch an English movie without subtitles. You understand the story, the jokes, the emotions. You feel proud and accomplished. This is the power of vocabulary. It opens doors. It creates opportunities. It makes your English-speaking life richer and more enjoyable. Part 10. Starting today. Clara, so my dear English learners, what can you do today? Right now? Here's your homework, but fun homework. First, choose 5 new words. Not 50, not 20, just 5. Choose words you can use in your daily life. Maybe words about your job, your family, or your hobbies. Second, write these 5 words in a notebook. Write what they mean. Write an example sentence for each one. Third, try to use these 5 words today. Use them in conversations, in your thoughts, even in talking to yourself. Remember, 3 times for each word. Fourth, find one simple text to read today. Maybe a news article for English learners. Maybe a short story. Read it slowly. Write down any new words you find. Fifth, listen to this podcast episode again. Yes, listen again. You'll catch words you missed the first time. You'll understand sentences better the second time. And finally, be patient with yourself. Vocabulary learning takes time. Some words you'll learn quickly. Other words might take weeks or months to feel natural. This is okay. Everyone learns at their own speed. Closing. Clara, we're coming to the end of today's episode, but your vocabulary journey is just beginning. Let me remind you of the most important things we talked about today. Vocabulary is your English superpower. It helps you communicate better, understand more, and feel confident. You don't need to know thousands of words to speak good English. Start with useful, high-frequency words. Learn slowly but consistently. Use new words immediately. Don't be afraid of mistakes. And remember, vocabulary learning is a journey, not a race. Your vocabulary is growing every single day, even if you don't notice it. Every word you learn brings you closer to your English goals. I'm so proud of you for taking this journey. Before we say goodbye, I want to ask you something. What's your favorite English word that you learned recently? Think about it. Maybe it's a word that sounds beautiful. Maybe it's a word that helped you express something important. Hold on to that feeling. That's the joy of vocabulary learning. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with other English learners. We're all in this journey together. And remember, you can always reach out to me with questions or just to say hello. I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, keep listening. This is Clara from Read, Learn, Listen, wishing you wonderful vocabulary adventures ahead.